Hi guys and welcome. In today's video I'm going to be doing a very quick and easy transformation on a woman's blouse. It's on the cuff and I'm going to do it making it so that I can wear cufflinks on the cuffs basically to jazz them up. So what I'm going to do first, I've already removed the button on this one, so I'm going to just quickly remove the button on this one. Get that undone. Alright, so let me just get that cotton. There we go, and then that's removed. And then what I need to do then is I've got a sewing gauge and I'm going to mirror. So I'm lining up the cuffs at the top, making sure that they are level. And then I'm going to mirror that buttonhole on the opposite side. So from the edge of that buttonhole to the edge of the cuff, 1, 2. Right, so let me put that on there, and I'm going to 1, 2, and then that's where the end of the buttonhole needs to come. Right, and then the length of the buttonhole, and I'm doing this from end to end. Right, so that is 1.5 cent. Oh no, it's not, it's just over. Put that there, so it's going to be 1, 2, just over 1.5 centimeters. That I'm going to put that there, and then it needs to come a little bit further down. Oh no, it don't. No, it doesn't. That button was actually a bit lower than what it should have been. And then I'm just going to draw the line there where the buttonhole needs to be, like so. And then I'm going to do the same on this side, but obviously it's the opposite on this cuff because it's the opposite arm. So this is where I need to do the buttonhole. So right at the end here, that's where you're going to have the back tacking at each end, and then the buttonhole will be in the centre. Now I did ask Katie yesterday, she was coming up, if she could bring me a record up just so I could do these 2 buttonholes. But you always want to do a tester before you actually do it on your proper garment. Right, so let me get the buttonhole done here. So making sure that the buttonhole foot is right to the back, and then I need to get it starting where I've got the middle bit here. So I've got the middle bit, that's going to do the back tack, then I'm going to come forward, back tack, back, back tack. And where you've got your green here on this numbers, you've got a green line on the length of the stitch. So that lines up together. Right, okay. Get that off at the back. And I'm just going to get my seam ripper in there. Bring that along to the end. So I've got my buttonhole. The next one. Right, now let me just seam rip that open again. Got a little buttonhole there. Right, so I'm going to be showing you a few options with cufflinks in the cuffs on this particular shirt. Now, this one is an inch button that basically I stitched onto a small piece of cotton, and then I just hot glued it onto some very plain round cufflinks. And these are to go on one of the striped shirts that I got that I swapped the front buttons over. So I will actually show you that as well. But that is really cute, isn't it, for a white blouse? Now the next one is a beautiful, beautiful orange crystal. And that's on a gold tone cufflinks. And then another pair of my favourites is this Diamante one. So that would be great, wouldn't it, for, you know, a night out, having a bit of bling on the end of your cuff. So it just gives your blouse an extra bit of something different, doesn't it, than just having a plain button on. Now I'm going to show you now the striped shirt that I swapped the buttons at front, which are small daisy buttons, but then the large ones are glued onto the cufflinks. So let me just swap this out and I'll actually show you that, because you could do that on a blouse as well. Right, so this is the man's shirt that I was telling you about, where basically I've swapped the buttons out. So I'm going to just come closer so you can actually see the little daisy buttons there. And then, like I've said, these are cufflink cuffs. You've got the bigger cufflink with the same button as what's on the shirt. So I think that is pretty nice, isn't it? So you can see from that, guys, that it's such an easy thing to transform a blouse, overshirt, men's shirts, with something smarter on the cuffs. And like I said, when it comes to buttons, there's so many pretty buttons out there that you could buy different sizes, change the buttons down the front, especially if it's a plain shirt, to add a bit of difference, because those little daisy ones would look nice on here. And then cufflinks, check out your charity shops for your cufflinks, because I think these ones, the sparkly ones, I paid £4 for. The orange ones, I think I paid something like £3 for them. And the one that I glued the button on, because it was just a plain round, I got them for £1 a pair. So they're super cheap to pick up in charity shops. So I'm actually going out for my tea this afternoon, so I'm going to be wearing these blinging ones. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Till next time, bye for now.